That time of year again, all over the city, Winnipeggers are preparing for the biggest multicultural celebration in the world. Folklorama is back. The official kickoff isn't until July 31st, but today we got a sneak peek. Dancers got the crowd into the spirit of Folklorama at the Forks. Volunteers from dozens of pavilions were on hand to get ready for this year's event. It takes more than 20,000 volunteers to keep Folklorama running for 2 weeks every summer.
It is their passion and dedication that make the festival the tremendous event that it is, an event that all Winnipeggers and Manitobans should be proud of.
We got more for another year. Folklorama gets underway in less than 2 weeks. CTV's John Hendricks has more on the largest and longest running multicultural festival of its kind in the world.
It's news bound to make lots of people jump for joy. Folklorama is just around the corner.
The way it was created, all the communities decided to participate and showcase their cultures and show the diversity of Winnipeg.
The Ethiopian community is about to get that opportunity for the first time. For years, Ethiopia was part of the African pavilion, but now they have the chance to share all the delights and temptations their culture has to offer.
We have lots of music, like lots of dance, a lot of food, spicy food, kind of like mix all the spicy food that you have.
You're promising to burn our tongues.
Yes, we are, definitely.
Another new pavilion simply wants to burn away stereotypes.
We want to really show who we are and what kind of people we are, and that we're not something that is shown on other places and everything, and that we're really a strong community that is just trying to live normal life.
But for all the pavilions, the first goal is to entertain you.
Gotta get you jamming, man. Just want to let loose.
Makes me feel great seeing all the different people in Winnipeg all come together at once and have a great time, make a big party of it all. Why not?
Folklorama doesn't just generate a lot of excitement every year, it also brings in a lot of money.
Our gross economic impact for the 2 weeks of Folklorama last year were $22.8 million.
No wonder the city looks forward to it every year. John Hendricks, CTV News, Winnipeg.
Now, Folklorama kicks off this year on August 1st and runs through to the 14th. For information on passes, VIP bus tours, and everything else, you can check out the Folklorama website. We have a link at ctvwinnipeg.ca.
Folklorama had its 2010 official launch at the Forks today. Now this year the festival runs August 1st to the 14th. Here's something to be proud of. Last year our Folklorama was named the 2009 Event of the Year by the Tourism Industry Association of Canada.
On a eu droit à un avant-goût du Folklorama aujourd'hui. Maintenant, tout le monde attend avec impatience. Ici, on se croirait presque en Afrique. Il ne manque qu'un peu de soleil. Le Folklorama, c'est ça. Voyager sans se déplacer. Et c'est ce qui fait la fierté des Manitobains.
Folklorama has grown to become the largest and longest running multicultural festival in the world.
Le plus grand et le plus long festival multiculturel du monde, rien de moins. En tout, 45 pavillons offriront des spectacles, de la nourriture et des boissons typiques de leur pays. De quoi ouvrir les horizons et peut-être changer certaines mentalités.
On a Folklorama, tu peux voir en arrière ici, tout le monde devient des amis. Et c'est vraiment avec 10 ans que je suis partie de Folklorama, c'est une famille hors de votre famille.
C'est aussi vrai pour les plus jeunes, déjà conscientisés au racisme et aux différents problèmes dans le monde.
C'est important de célébrer toutes les cultures dans un parce que il n'y a pas assez de ça dans le monde. Où toutes les cultures sont les amis. Et ici, avec le Folklorama, ça arrive tout le temps.
Pour d'autres, c'est aussi une bonne occasion de célébrer leurs origines.
Je rencontre des autres Belgiques et j'entends leur histoire comme quand ils sont venus au Canada et c'est vraiment beau à voir.
Plusieurs objectifs, mais une seule mission. Célébrer la diversité.
Folklorama is really a model to show how the world could be and how everybody would appreciate everybody's differences.
Comme il le dit si bien, le Folklorama, c'est un peu l'idéal de notre monde.
In just over a week, Winnipeggers will have a chance to travel the world without leaving their own hometown. But officials couldn't wait until August 1st to show off some of what you'll see this year at Folklorama. This year, visitors can check out 45 pavilions, including 3 new ones and 4 that haven't been around for at least a year. The newcomers include a Dakota Ojibwe First Nation pavilion and ones from Sudan and Ethiopia. But Mayor Sam Cates says there's just one problem with so many things to see.
The only challenge is doing 45 pavilions during the time period. But I'm up to the challenge. I look forward to it.
You can join Cates during the 2 weeks beginning on August 1st. Or if you can't wait either, Folklorama is hosting its official kickoff here at the Forks 1 week from tomorrow, July 31st. For more information about the festival and kickoff, visit its website at folklorama.ca.
So how cool is this? Only in Winnipeg would you see ambassadors from every country getting down to Brazilian music. Oh yeah, and a llama dancing as well. Thanks for joining us today on Shaw TV. It's the kickoff to Folklorama. Today we'll be telling you what new pavilions are there, what late night shows have been added, and what the impact of Folklorama is on Winnipeg. So stay with us, that's all coming up in just a few moments. But speaking of colorful and Winnipeg in the same sentence, well, there is a man who embodies that. If you work downtown or you are downtown a lot, you probably have seen him, but probably don't know his story. So Shaw TV's Mira Bahatasang sat down for a chat. Shaw TV starts right now. First of all, Ron, I'm loving this party back here. You see the ambassadors from all the different pavilions shaking it up together. That is what multicultural is, and that's what Folklorama is really about.
Oh, absolutely. You know, it's celebrating diversity, promoting cultural understanding, and show how everybody celebrates their differences as opposed to looking the other way.
And this isn't just about Winnipeg, because we are getting tourists from all over North America that come specifically to Folklorama. We're talking millions of dollars. How much does Folklorama bring in?
Well, last year we had an economic impact done by Economic Development Winnipeg, and Folklorama's gross economic impact for the 2 weeks was $22.8 million.
Wow. So, I mean, we've all grown up with Folklorama. It's, 40 years this year. And there's probably some people watching right now who think, you know, been to Folklorama, done that, been there. But every year there's something new, and every year there's something new to see. And this year specifically, there's some new pavilions.
Yeah, we have some brand new ones. We have Dakota Ojibwe Tribal Council, Ethiopian, and Sudanese. And Ethiopian and Sudanese are the first time that their ethnocultural communities have been represented in the festival.
And that's going to be some amazing food.
Yes, absolutely. And we also have 4 returning pavilions. We have Argentina Tango, Chile Lindo, Paraguay Heart of South America, and Tamil Pavilion back.
You know, all these pavilions, of course, are so family-oriented. Kids under 12 get in for free. But it's not just families, because you're making a big effort to make it like a nighttime party atmosphere at some of the pavilions as well.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we strive to keep it fresh. And what we found is that people like to choose how to experience your event in many different ways. So we try to give them as many options as possible. So VIP World Tour has been a very popular program. And so we added this year a late night component on the Friday and the Saturdays too. We're hoping the younger demographics.
And just have a late night party at a pavilion where you're having drinks and food that you haven't tried before. It's such an incredible summer Winnipeg experience.
Absolutely, and then the other added part, as you can see in the back, is the music and the dance and all of that stuff, and the smells of the food, and it adds to the whole experience.
Well, I just love this kickoff, seeing like the ambassador from Tamil dancing with the ambassador from Portugal, and just seeing that mix is so cool and energizing.
It is, and it's a very powerful statement, you know, and it's something that I think is one of the reasons why Folklorama is so popular and has been so strong for 40 years.
And of course, Folklorama, you know, it spreads outside of the 2 weeks. The whole education aspect, having ambassadors come into schools as well, where you can have like the Brazilian ambassadors come into a gym class, say, and teach the kids about the Brazilian martial arts, or the cooking, social aspects. There's so much to learn, not just the food and drink of a culture, but the social awareness that can bring as well. And that's such a great year-round component for schools.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, Folklorama is more than just Folklorama. We have Folklorama Talent, Teachings, and Travel. Talent's our booking agency that books this entertainment year-round at about 300 performances. And Folklorama Teachings is where we go into the schools. We have sometimes artisans, sometimes ambassadors. And it's all about promoting. And one of the big things that we find, especially in some of the schools, is where maybe there isn't a culture of a certain culture too many in that school. Those kids are very proud when we leave there of their culture. And so that's a great thing. And then, of course, the travel part is all about focus on tourism, meeting planners, and all of those kinds of things.
Well, this party you can actually take part of with a kickoff coming up, and if you're not able to make it down to the Forks for the kickoff, you can watch it live on Shaw TV, which is pretty cool as well.
Yeah, and one of the new things that we're quite excited about is you'll be able to watch it on Shaw Direct on 299 Canada-wide, so we're very excited about that.
Well, congratulations, and I want to show our viewers more of the party going on here, so thanks very much, Ron.
Thank you very much.
There we go.
So the great thing about this Brazilian music, it's not just pulling in the ambassadors and the Lama to dance, it's pulling people in from all over the Forks, getting very excited about the Folklorama kickoff. Now, coming up in just a few moments on Shaw TV, we'll be talking about a joint effort to get rid of graffiti in downtown Winnipeg. There was a new tag team with some new equipment, and we'll show you how it works coming up in just a moment on Shaw TV. But first, Kim Babbage takes you to a cooking class designed especially for people who have just moved to Canada.
French-Canadian ensemble Saclac was the first to hit the stage. Tomorrow, performers from the Ireland-Irish Pavilion will entertain the lunchtime crowds. The Folklorama concerts run from 11:30 to 1:30 every weekday until August 6th.
Well, we thought it was something new. We thought it would be a teaser to Folklorama, what people can see and feel and expect to see in the pavilions. And we thought it would be something different. We'd like to, our goal is to dress up the city to have Folklorama all over, so everybody goes to Folklorama.
Folklorama kicks off August 1st and runs until the 14th.
Welcome to a very gorgeous sunny day at Backstage. We're at the Cube, and it is Folklorama at the Cube. That is Saclac, and it really is a family affair, isn't it, Ron? They had all the little kids up there.
Yeah, it is. It's a really good group. They're new this year. They're going to be performing in the French-Canadian Pavilion, and we're quite excited.
And it's a big, busy time for you. So this is new. This is free music from 11:30 to 1 o'clock or 1:30?
1:30.
1:30, wow.
Yeah, Winnipeg was named Cultural Capital of 2010, and so we're partnering with them to do lunch hour programming. It's something new for us, so we're quite excited. So it's July 26th to August 6th, 11:30 to 1:30, and we're looking forward to it.
And we're going to be here all week showcasing all this great music because we want everybody to come out to Folklorama this year, right?
Absolutely, and if there's anything you can do about 2 weeks of weather like this, I'd appreciate it.
Okay, we're working on it. It's going to be nice all week. We're heading into the long weekend. Saturday, July 31st is a big day.
Yes, it's our kickoff at the Forks. The activities start at 5. The main show starts at 7. The Shaw broadcast starts at 7 p.m. and it's also on Shaw Direct 299 Canada-wide, which we're very excited about.
We're very excited and proud to present that, and that really is a good showcase for anybody that doesn't know a lot about Folklorama to watch, because it really is a good representation.
Absolutely, and we have some. We don't have our full lineup confirmed. We're still waiting for our headliner, but we're going to have one. It's very exciting.
It's going to be a wonderful time, and then Folklorama kicks off August 1st, right through to the 14th. How many pavilions this year?
This year we have 45 pavilions. We have 3 brand new ones. We have the Dakota Ojibwe Tribal Council First Nations Pavilion, Ethiopia Pavilion, Sudanese Pavilion. They're all brand new. And we have 4 returning, Argentina Tango, Chile Lindo,
Paraguay, the heart of South America, and Tamil pavilions. So we're excited to have them back.
And I just want to say congratulations because Folklorama has won a lot of awards this year, very special awards.
Yeah, this year we're kind of bragging and celebrating. We were named the event of the year by the Tourism Industry Association of Canada, so we're riding on those coattails this year.
Such a wonderful time to be here in Winnipeg. It is Folklorama, and for tickets and all the information on the festival, go to the website, that's folklorama.ca. And don't go away, we're going to meet a true blue, homegrown Ukrainian band coming up later on the show, Zrada. But right now, let's meet some of the 2010 ambassadors for Folklorama.
Hi, Damien here from the Romanian Pavilion, Youth Ambassador. We're week 1, so we got great food, great shows. We'd be glad to have you.
Вітаємо до українського павільйону Київ. I am the adult ambassador. My name is Irka Semenyuk.
My name is Mark Galarnik. I'm the adult ambassador for our pavilion. Please come on down. We got good food, good dance. We have a reservation line so you can book early and get a good seat. And we also have a late night party on Friday and Saturday. Looking forward to seeing you.
Вітаємо!
Вітаємо!
Benvenuti, and my name is Fernando Esposito, and I'll be your youth ambassador for the Italian Pavilion this year. Please come and enjoy our food, which our specialty this year is the porchetta, which is a roast suckling pig. And so please come and enjoy our shows. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Gabrielle, and I'm representing the Caribbean Pavilion. Come join us at the Franco-Manitoban Center. We're in week 2, which is August 8th to 14th. I hope to see you there.
Welcome to Backstage. We're on location here at Folklorama at the Cube. The entertainment hasn't started, but we have a new announcement. I'd like to introduce Melissa Matthew, the Hot 103 QX104 official Folklorama ambassador. That is such a long title. I did get it out, Melissa, but in a nutshell, what does it mean?
Well, it means that I got 2 all-access visas to go to Folklorama for the 2 weeks of the festival, and I can go to as many pavilions as I want, and I need to report back to Hot 103 in the form of blogs and pictures, and just let them know what a great time I'm having.
Well, that sounds so super easy, doesn't it?
I think it might be easier said than done. There's some pavilions that I'm not quite sure how I'm going to put all of the entertainment and the food into words, but I'm definitely going to give it my best shot.
And I think the entertainment today, Viva Capoeira, would be a very, very hard one to describe.
I think so, because it's such a mixture of music and dance and martial arts, and it's more a treat for the eyes, so I don't know how to verbalize that in words.
Well, this is going to be such a fun duty. Now let's talk about it. How did you enter and why did you enter?
I heard an advertisement for it on Hot 103 and I decided to go on their website and check it out. And it just said something like, you know, tell us why you would be the best person for this job. And I basically said, I love Folklorama, I love going to the pavilions, I kind of know how to organize my time going to pavilions that are nearby each other. And I also have journalism experience, so writing blogs and taking pictures is pretty easy for me. And I wasn't expecting to win, so I was a little surprised when I got the phone call the other day, but I'm absolutely over the moon about it, and I'm really looking forward to it.
And you're no stranger to Folklorama, are you?
No, I've worked at the India Pavilion for several years. I was the adult ambassador in 2000, so it's a long time ago. I've also danced at India Pavilion, and I've helped with their entertainment program as well. And now that I don't really work at pavilions anymore, I love just taking it all in as a guest.
Oh, it's going to be an amazing experience just to actually be able to visit pavilions you've never been before, right? And there's 45 of them.
Oh, I hope I can get to all of them, but that would be a bit of a stretch. But if I can get to about 2/3 of them, I think I'd be pretty pleased with myself.
Well, I think, Melissa, this is a start of a really nice friendship and partnership, because we're actually going to put your blog or a link to your blog on our webpage, shawtv.com/Winnipeg. So go there and you can read all about your adventures here at Folklorama, which is going to be fantastic.
Yeah, I think that'll be great. I mean, if people can't get out to Folklorama, I hope that them reading my blog will be the next best thing.
Or they can watch Shaw TV too as well.
That too, yeah.
And we're going to try and meet up with you at some of the pavilions too. We want to make sure that you are doing your duties, you are reporting, and not just enjoying and having fun.
that's true. It's got to be some work along with the play.
Okay, so your blog is actually going to be posted up on Hot 103, correct?
Yeah, it's going to be on the Hot 103 website, so you can go to hot103live.com and check it out there.
Or you can go to Shaw TV Winnipeg and you can see and hear and read about all of Melissa's adventures and also see all of our reporting for Folklorama 2010. Now we're going to swing it over to the main stage for a little bit of Viva Capoeira from the Brazilian Pavilion.
Hi, my name is Marianne, and as you can see, I'm the ambassador of a Brazilian Pavilion. So we are in the Heather Card Club, and coming to see us, we are in the first week. We have lots to show, lots of passion, lots of energy. We have our capoeira, we have our food, we have drinks. So come to have some fun, come to see us, and get a little bit of my country. We look for, and we love to welcome you all. Have a wonderful, magnificent day.
Hi, my name's Brittany Youngton. I'm from the Indo-Tropical Paradise Pavilion. We are in the first week and we're located at Churchill High School. I invite you to come check out our entertainment. It's very lively and spicy.
Hi, I'm Esther and I'm representing the Russian Pavilion. Please come check out our shows and have a good time.
Alors, je m'appelle Sylvie puis bienvenue au Pavillon Canadien-Français. Hi, welcome to our pavilion. We're week 1. Come enjoy some French-Canadian jigging, some tourtière, and some sugar pie.
Folklorama pavilions around Winnipeg are hosting some of their first visitors, and our camera stopped into the Brazilian pavilion. High-energy Brazilian dancing captivated the first audience late this afternoon at Heather Curling Club on Youville Street. Tonight, the first round of pavilions are now open to the public. And if you're going to check out Brazil's pavilion, the show has everything from samba dancers to martial arts, acrobatics, and of course the capoeira performers. And go hungry, because you'll want to try the food.
Our desserts in our food area is new. There's an absolutely fantastic coconut cake and mango ice cream. They're fabulous.
Dancing off those calories is easy for the Brazilian dancers. This is the 5th year of the Brazilian Pavilion, and its popularity grows with every Folklorama. The line at the Brazilian Pavilion may look long, but don't let that scare you away. Organizers say there's room for everyone, and there are 4 shows on tonight. Well,
first week opened with 22 pavilions. This year there are 3 new pavilions in the program. This is one of them. Organizers at the new Sudanese pavilion say their home country shares something with Canada: diversity. Sudan is home to thousands of different tribes, and organizers are including a full range of Sudanese culture in their pavilion.
What we're doing right now is trying to give an opportunity for our children to learn our culture and be proud to be Sudanese, and that's what we're trying to do.
Another pavilion new to the city's multicultural festival is the DOTC First Nations Pavilion. It's offering guests a spectacular show of powwow dancing and, of course, everyone's favorite part of Folklorama, the food.
Bannock, elk, moose, and all kinds of different goodies.
Meanwhile, another African pavilion is new this year. The Ethiopian Pavilion debuts on August 9th at the beginning of week 2. CTV is giving away Folklorama tour visas and seats on the CTV Fun Bus. All you have to do is watch CTV News at 6 tomorrow for the Pavilion of the Day and your chance to win. And of course,
here in Winnipeg, members of the South Asia community continue to celebrate their cultures through Folklorama. Churchill High School is being transformed into the Indo-Tropical Paradise Pavilion. Volunteers say they're making plans to help out some of the hardest hit areas in Pakistan, India, and China.
People are people no matter where they live, and we have a social and moral responsibility to help out, to make a difference.
Well, if you still want to have some fun, though, there's plenty going on with Folklorama. It's all about energy at the Brazilian Pavilion. The dancers captivate the audience at the Heather Curling Club on Uville Street. The show has everything from samba dancers to martial arts, acrobats, and of course, the capoeira performers.
Entertainment is really what we're sort of known for. You will see the Brazilian martial art, or capoeira, which is a combination of a martial art, gymnastics, all to live music, and the rhythm is quite hypnotic and fantastic.
The Pavilion has already put on 2 shows this evening, but there are 3 more performances scheduled for tonight. We have all the information and showtimes listed on our website, globalwinnipeg.com. Well, to the very wet forecast.
Experience Folklorama.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Miguel Marchidon. I am a French-Canadian youth ambassador. I invite you to Folklorama's Pavillon Canadien-Français. Come visit our new cultural display featuring La Compagnie de la Vérandrie. Watch as they reenact the life of the soldiers that accompanied La Vérandrie on his expeditions to Manitoba. On vous attend en grand nombre.
Taking in the sights and sounds of Folklorama's first week of pavilions. And thousands have been enjoying pavilions the rest of the long weekend, and tonight was no exception. CTV went to Ireland Irish Pavilion at the Holy Cross Gym on Dubuque. Audiences enjoyed the McConnell Dance Group and famous Irish songster Tom McDermott. We spoke to the ambassador of the pavilion about the crowds he was seeing.
Attendance has been very good. We've been pretty well full for everything except the last show was we had a bit of rain last night, which I think chased a few of the people out of the lineup before they got in for the last show. But other than that, we've been doing really well.
And we also couldn't resist popping by the Brazilian Pavilion. At the Heather Club on Uville, audiences there were treated to some heart-pounding drums and dancers. These pavilions and 20 others run until the 7th of August, and you can check out pavilions on an interactive map at www.folklorama.ca.
ABC News, we visit one of the new pavilions at this year's Folklorama. Before. Winnipeg celebrates diversity at the world's biggest multicultural festival. Plus, Folklorama is in full steam in its first week of festivities. There are 45 pavilions this year. 3 of them are new to the Multicultural Festival. The Dakota Ojibwe Tribal Council Pavilion is one of them. It's promising an authentic First Nations experience with bannock, elk stew, and pickerel for the foodies. The pavilion is at the University of Winnipeg at 515 Portage.
What they'll see is a really excellent performance, demonstration powwow with the Walking Wolf singers and dancers, and they'll also see exhibits of the arts and crafts that we have.
The Sudanese and Ethiopian pavilions are also new this year.
Heather joins us once again live from Folklorama, and you'll be there all night. You have a fun assignment tonight.
Yeah, Shannon, having a little bit of trouble hearing you, but that's just because everybody is so excited here at the Africa Caribbean Pavilion. We are in store for quite the entertainment, and of course we'll continue talking about that this evening. Meanwhile, we had a little bit of storm activity yesterday. We are in store for a small chance And Shannon, there are 3 shows tonight. I mentioned the first one starting at 6:45, and of course this is Grant Park High School, which is at 450 Nathaniel Street, which is right off of Grant. And then we also have a show at 8:15 and 9:45, and this is of course the Africa Caribbean Pavilion. So you'll be able to see everything from limbo dancing, there will be drummers here, and belly dancing and much more. So a very lively pavilion, and I know a lot of folks excited to take in this show.
So Heather, what about the food? I know the menu is always one of the best things about Folklorama.
Absolutely, and I know a lot of folks were jealous that I was coming here because of that, and it smells amazing. I'll give you a little bit of a rundown. Jerk chicken, curried goat, calypso ribs, so a lot of different options. There are also many cocktails to try because, of course, we are at the Africa Caribbean Pavilion, so there's rum punch flowing if you're looking for a cocktail or 2, and pina coladas plus red stripe beer, so definitely a party atmosphere. And, of course, as I mentioned, I'll be sticking around, and we'll have more coming up on the shows at 10 and 11 tonight.
Okay, thanks Heather. She's reporting for us live from Grant Park. Well, still ahead.
Experience Folklorama.
Keed Mila Falcha. My name is Danielle Sloboda, and I am one of the ambassadors from the Ireland Irish Pavilion. Come visit us during Week 1, August 1st to 7th at 290 Dubuque and enjoy our continuous entertainment featuring modern Irish talent such as world-class McConnell School of Dance, Celtic Women-style singers, and Irish band Distant Shores with Tom McDermott. Hope to see you there.
Wow. Including a world tour right here in Winnipeg. Yeah, we check out a couple of Folklorama pavilions for you.
Welcome to Backstage. Yes, our Folklorama coverage does continue right here, and where else but in the hot, hot, hot pavilion of the Indo-Tropical Paradise Pavilion, and Uncle Jerry.
Uncle Jerry. Everybody knows me as Uncle Jerry.
Well, we're just going to give the folks a little bit of a hint of what they can expect at your pavilion, because this is going to be a short one, but it's your favorite, the rum punch.
Yes, we're in the bar, and the rum punch, we're well known for the rum punch. Joyce here is a bar coordinator. She's a rum punch specialist, but I'll tell you what she's going to do. She's going to start with an ounce of white rum. Joyce could do that.
And you always have to use white rum?
We use white rum because it's a better taste.
Oh.
If you get dark rum, then it has that sugar taste that we don't want.
Okay.
This is a very special recipe. So she's going to give us an ounce of alcohol in there, and then she mixes a combination of tropical fruits, right?
The secret recipe.
It's a secret recipe.
We want to know.
No, it's been 9 years.
10 years?
You've been asking me for 9 years. I'm not going to tell you. Next year is the 10th year. It's our 10th year, so maybe we might. Right?
Oh, that's bribery.
But you'll be back. But mango, there's a mango nectar in here, right? With a combination of other tropical juices. Pineapple, for example. I'll stop there. Right, and then we pour that in there.
It's all hand-picked by Uncle Jerry,
it's
and
all
brought back to Winnipeg.
And Joyce does all the shopping, and it's a secret recipe. So she'll give you some, she'll make that. And
this is a definite must-have here at this pavilion.
You have to have a rum punch when you come to Indo-Tropical Paradise.
Okay.
I mean, we have other alcohol here as well. Carib, Eldorado rum, but rum punch you've got to have.
Okay, well, thanks, Uncle Jerry.
And give it a shot.
You're going to see Jerry again tomorrow with more at the Indo-Tropical Paradise Pavilion, but for now, oh, it is good. Coming up, though, on Backstage, a rock band all the way from Sweden. That's right, folks. Don't go away. Backstage continues right after this.
Craig is off tonight. Heather Steele joins us tonight from Folklorama, where Heather is currently at the Africa Caribbean Pavilion. How's it going there, Heather?
Well, I know you're a little bit jealous. I'm having a blast, Lindsay, and of course between shows it's an opportunity for folks to taste some of the delicious food, and during the shows it's quite the party here at the Africa Caribbean Pavilion. It's at 450 Nathaniel, which is just at the Grant Park High School. Now visitors are taking in some amazing rhythmic Afro-Caribbean dancing as performers move to the high energy music, which is live and very, very good. There's even steel drum lessons for anyone wanting to try their hand at it. There's a cultural display, of course, and you can even have your hair braided. Now, as for the menu, a big favorite here is the jerk chicken, and many are trying that along with curry goat, you heard me right, calypso ribs, and quenching their thirst with a pina colada. Of course, there's red stripe beer here, of course, as well, and perhaps the biggest attraction, the fire-eating limbo dancer.
The highlight, I think, is the limbo dancer, Prince Jojo, direct from Ocho Rios, Jamaica. Every year we bring him in for the past 5 years, and we don't want to change him because he's so good.
And meanwhile, Lindsay, it is just a beautiful...
Let's go back to Folklorama and Heather Steele with your full forecast. Heather?
Well, Lindsay, as you can hear, the band behind us is enjoying themselves, and so are all the folks who are taking in the music, of course, delicious food here at the pavilion as well. Let's take a look and see what's happening outside at the moment. If you take a look at good luck to you.
Well, thanks, Heather.
And that's it for us here tonight, Lindsay. Of course, we're going to stay and enjoy the music, and we will talk to you at 11 o'clock.
Well, thanks, Heather. We look forward to chatting with you at 11.
Well, the first night of Folklorama is always a big deal, but last night was especially fun for the Sudanese community. That's because this year is the first year Sudan has its very own pavilion. Before, they were part of the African pavilion, and they're getting ready to put the big party on again tonight. There's lots of food to prepare and costumes to put on. Sudan is the biggest country in Africa with many languages and diverse cultures. Organizers say they want people to look beyond the country's violent history and enjoy the rich traditions.
Come and have fun. Come and see us. We're here for you. We're here to join you the happiness.
Well, the Sudanese pavilion is on Sagmar Street, just off William.
This is how a farmhouse is built in Colombia.
It's like I put on shingles.
But since this one is being built for Folklorama here in Winnipeg, these volunteers had to make some minor changes.
The roof made on wild grass because there is used a plant that is called paja, but we don't have it here, but we use our resource were the wild grass in Winnipeg.
It takes hours to make even a small section of this roof. The grass has to be picked, bundled, tied, and sewn into place. But when the farmhouse is completed, it will be the main feature of the cultural display at the Colombian Pavilion.
It is hard, but I think at the end, when we see the results, it will be a lot of happiness for us and pride.
In Colombia, you would see houses like this scattered throughout coffee farms.
The red means the color of the fruit, the beans of the coffee.
At the Colombian Pavilion, this farmhouse will be set up as a store where people can buy candies, drinks, and of course coffee that comes right from Colombia. This is only the second year for this pavilion, and the first time volunteers have created such a large display. Alba Milan says they want to make the people who visit them at Folklorama feel like they have entered a little piece of Colombian paradise.
I think it's very important for us to show to the world what is the beauty about Colombia, and we want to do our best in that matter, to show to the public that Colombia is more than bad things, it's very good things, you know. I think it's more of good things than bad, and to invite the people to come see us and enjoy this and kind of feel a little bit there.
The Colombian Pavilion is in week 2 of Folklorama and is located at the Notre Dame Rec Center at 271 Avenue de la Cathédrale. For Shaw TV, I'm Lindsay Perkins.
This is spanakopita, ready to go.
This freezer is filled with food ready to be served at the Greek Pavilion at Folklorama. But the dish Nicoletta Mateos is making right now is the one she says people wait all year for.
Lots of people come just for moussaka because it's a very hard plate to make, and it takes lots of time, and it's a little bit expensive too, so people come for it.
It takes more than an hour just to make one pan of moussaka. Mateos and the rest of the volunteers have to make almost 60 pans. That's on top of 5,000 pieces of souvlaki, 50 pans of baklava, and about 90 pans of spanakopita.
I'm going to start on the cream.
Mateos has been helping prepare the food for Folklorama for more than 25 years, and she has a lot of help.
It's not just me, and it's not just 2 or 3 ladies, it's another 50 ladies working. We've been here about 10, 15 ladies every weekend, and we did all the frozen stuff.
The volunteers take a few shortcuts when making such large amounts of food.
This is the easy way.
But Mateos says the food is the same quality you would find in any restaurant in Greece.
People should come to our Greek pavilion because we have the best food, the best entertainment, and the best hospitality, where people, that we love people, and the atmosphere is very nice, the dancing is great, the songs, the drinks. We have nice Greek imported beer and Greek wine, so they should come and enjoy themselves like every other year.
This year, the Greek Pavilion is in week 2 of Folklorama at St. Demetrios Greek Orthodox Church at 2255 Grant Avenue. For Shaw TV, I'm Lindsay Perkins. This octopus is going on the grill.
For me, this is very good. This fish.
Arminda Domingos is the head cook for the Pavilion of Portugal at Folklorama. She says her barbecued octopus is always a hit.
So a lot of people wanted to try it because they didn't try octopus, so they want to try it. Yeah, a lot of people, they come back because they like it. It's one of the things a lot of people comes back because they like it. Now we put some onions, some garlic.
Domingo says octopus is common in the markets of Portugal. Of course, in Winnipeg, it can be hard to find. The octopus she serves at Folklorama is expensive, and the pavilion doesn't actually make money selling it. This dish is served simply to give people the chance to try it.
Well, I think it's good to come and try different things. So they can come and enjoy the shows and enjoy the food. And see our culture display downstairs too, that this year is up from Algarve, so it's where a lot of people go for holidays, they can have an idea. And this is our barbecue octopus.
The Pavilion of Portugal is in week 2 of Folklorama at the Portuguese Cultural Center at 659 Yonge Street. For Shaw TV, I'm Lindsay Perkins. Kids. Every culture has its food staples. This is Paraguay's.
It's called sopa paraguaya, and they use it for all kinds of festivities. When there is festivities, there will be always a sopa paraguaya around.
Helga Maciel has been making this dish for as long as she can remember.
Put about a cup of milk.
This will be the first time in 15 years that she won't be making the dish for the Paraguay Pavilion at Folklorama. This year, Maciel is switching gears from cook to ambassador, a change she is more than happy to make.
Cooking is you prepare it every day fresh, and you're there early at the pavilion, and so that is the difference. And you're busy in the kitchen, you don't get to see the show that often. You get to enjoy it better when you're ambassador.
But those who want to try the sopa paraguaya don't have to worry. Although Maciel won't be making it, she assures us this traditional dish will be served at Folklorama.
Oh, it's very important. If there is not a sopa around, people will miss it. And let it bake for about an hour. I invite everybody to come to the Paraguayan Pavilion because we have very lively music, we have very good food, and the dances are spectacular.
The Paraguay Heart of South America Pavilion is in week 1 at the Maples Multiplex Arena at 454 Adsum Drive. For Shaw TV, I'm Lindsay Perkins. These kids make it look easy, but the dance they're practicing is very difficult.
We practice like a lot. It's actually pretty hard. Irish dancing is one of the hardest dances, and it's tough work, but once you get going with it, it's a lot of fun.
They're working on a brand new show at the Celtic Ireland Pavilion for Folklorama. This year, the dancers will be performing a river dance-inspired show that will include 7 dances and 2 songs from fiddle player Sierra Noble, all packed into the 45-minute show.
It's high energy, you know, it's a big, huge professional industry of dance, which has become very popular over the last 10 years. So very enthusiastic crowd. They're very happy. You know, they're standing and clapping at the end of every show. So I just want to keep that energy going throughout the week and every year.
They have been practicing at least once a week since September. Since May, they've been practicing 4 nights a week. And the week right before Folklorama, they practice 5 hours every night.
It's a huge commitment for the dancers. They love it though. I mean, especially the little ones, you know, they feel like little superstars up on that stage. You know, we've nearly 700 people a show. And when they get up there to perform and the crowd really appreciates them, they just fall in love with it, and just, you know, builds their confidence, and they enjoy the fact of being on the stage and all in front of all those lights, in front of all those people, and the fact that people like them.
The dancers perform and compete all year round, but showing off their skills at the Celtic Ireland Pavilion is extra special.
Good, keep going.
Folklorama is just so much fun to dance in front of everybody, and with all the lights shining on you on a big stage, it's all great.
The Celtic Ireland Pavilion is in week 2 and is located at the Fort Garry Curling Club at 696 Archibald Street. For Shaw TV, I'm Lindsay Perkins.
Winnipeg's multicultural festival Folklorama is dancing, singing, and feeding its way into the hearts of thousands. Organizers say they are on their way to near record attendance, and things are looking up and attracting valuable cross-border visitors. Sean Cavanaugh has the story.
Ah, Folklorama, the food, the music, the dancing. It's an easy sell to hundreds of thousands of visitors every year. This year, Folklorama organizers are hoping some of the work they've been doing south of the border will bear fruit.
We've done some TV campaigns down in the U.S. and those kinds of things, and so now there's some tangible results to see what's happening.
Ron Gauthier says the best way to sell the event is to smell the food and hear the music. So they took some of Folklorama on the road last year.
And we did 7 cities in 10 days. We did Milwaukee, Minneapolis, Chicago, and we've gotten a good response from that.
It may work in Minneapolis, but a woman from Argentina actually showed up in the Russian pavilion this week.
Just so she could visit all the pavilions and see what exactly it's all about.
Still, only about 8% of Folklorama's total attendance comes from outside of Manitoba. And for the numbers to be good, the weather has to be as well.
On Sunday, it was just pouring rain at 9 o'clock. People came out. Instead of going to a 9:45 pavilion, they decided to go home.
Luckily, the forecast looks good for the next several days. Sean Cavanaugh, CBC News, Winnipeg.
Experience Folklorama.
Hi, my name is Sergio Pardini and I'm the adult ambassador for the Mexican Pavilion. Come and join us to celebrate Mexico bicentennial of independence and enjoy our live shows, authentic and Mexican food, and a tour of our cultural display. We are located at Ericoy Arena at 535 Oakville Drive. See you there. Thank you, merci, gracias.
Right before we...
Jordan, right now, Jordan, you're getting right into the spirit of the Mexico Pavilion.
It's hard not to get into the spirit. I'm joined by Sergio Pardini, and Sergio, you're a popular guy right now. You're wanted on stage.
Yes.
Lots of stuff going on here. Tell us quickly, it's a big year in Mexico, and that makes the celebrations here pretty special.
Yes, it is. It's our bicentennial, 200 years of independence from Spain. Our whole pavilion was based the theme was based on the 200 years. As you can see, the group from Aslan, they bring a history of the whole 200 years. We start with the prehistoric and all the way to the modern age of Mexico.
Okay. Crafts like this, well, the hat like this, and crafts, people can pick them up here. Authentic.
They come in everybody here is coming from Mexico. We have the craftsman from Mexico. All the design was done in Mexico. We have people from Aslan trying to show here, all promoting the state of Sinaloa. That was our year here. And basically, we've become very popular by the minute.
And you can learn a lot about Mexico just because you vacation in Mexico. Don't think you know everything. Sergio, just one of many of the ambassadors that will help you learn a little bit more about the country. Thanks, Sergio.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I'll let you get on stage and on with the show. First show starts at 6:45 at all the Folklorama pavilions, and be sure to check out Mexico sometime this week before you miss your chance. Our weather pictures for tonight. Next.
First Mexico, now a stop in Poland. We check out the pavilion of Folklorama.
Everybody. It continues to draw crowds all around the city from all over the place. Now, this is the Warsaw Pavilion. Costumes. As you can see, award-winning dancing. For the hungry folks, there's hunter stew, kielbasa, pierogies, as well as Polish beverages and desserts.
My favorite dish, it's my meal of the week, but it is the 4 pierogies and the sausage. It is what the dancers live off of, and it's amazing.
bet. This pavilion and 20 others run until August 7th. Week 2 runs from the 8th until the 14th. You can check out pavilions on an interactive map at folklorama.ca. Well, I'm Sylvia Kuzik, live at the Hungaria Pavilion at the St. James Civic Center. The night is going to be full of dancing and fantastic food, such as goulash soup, as well as a wonderful deep-fried bread called langosh. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but I'll tell you, I've tasted it. It's amazing. I'll be back in a few minutes to show you more of Hungary as well. Beautiful night to get outside. Temperature is sitting at about 21 degrees across southern Manitoba. The wind northwest. As you can see, there's fire and passion in the dancing tonight.
We take in the culture of Hungary tonight.
And I'm hungry too. Look at this is the langosh I was talking about. It's a Hungarian dish. It's what everybody comes to the Hungaria Pavilion for. It's a deep fried bread. You sprinkle icing sugar on top, and oh, it smells like heaven. Anyway, I'm going to show you a little bit more of the dancing right now. The costumes are magnificent, and as you can see, it's really quite stunning. Come on down to the Hungaria Pavilion. It's located at the St. James Civic Center.
Thanks, Sylvia. A high profile. Taking a look now at the Hungarian Pavilion. Sylvia Kuzik there, 21 degrees. Jordan is back with your Skywatch weather picks, and of course your forecast, and Sylvia will be with us as well.
Yeah, she showed us the good food. I'm sure she's got more to show us now.
Yeah, Jordan, I've got two of the ambassadors of the Hungaria Pavilion with me, Anna Maria Kovacs and Lanza Majin. They're both dancers. They have the most beautiful regalia on. And Anna Maria, tell us about the excitement of Hungaria Pavilion. I know food is one of the big things.
Yes, food is very big in Hungary. Our main attraction that brings people in is the langosh, which is deep fried bread. And you can put garlic salt on it or icing sugar.
And you also have the cabbage rolls, and you've got this wonderful paprika chicken with dumplings, which I'm going to sample in a bit.
Yes, that's another one of our samples that we have every night.
And you've been dancing for 12 years, I understand. Yes. Lanza, you've been dancing for 10 years. Tell us a little bit about the dancing that you do here.
You know what? It's such a lively and it's just so much energy is put into it. The guys are jumping all around. The boot slaps, the girls, they look absolutely fantastic. It's just a good time to be had. You know, you come here, you are going to have one of the best pavilions you're going to see. You know what? Let's all have a great time, right?
Thank you very much, both of you. And have fun. I know you're going up on stage right away, so have a great time and continue to wow the crowds. We're going to look at our weather picks now. A couple of...
Back to the Hungarian Pavilion, checking with Sylvia Kuzik in your spotlight. Sylvia.
Hey, we continue to travel the world right here in Winnipeg. Our roving cameras checked out more Folklorama pavilions last night. Take a look. It doesn't take long for things to heat up at the Africa Caribbean Pavilion. This is Prince Jojo from Jamaica. A steel pan workshop was also put on by the Winnipeg Steel Orchestra. On the menu, jerk chicken, curried goat, and calypso ribs. Late night parties are scheduled for Friday and Saturday.
One of its kind. We are very, very unique, and our people are great and very entertaining and very welcoming.
You can catch the Africa Caribbean Pavilion at Grant Park High School.
Wonderful food. The best music.
At the Italian Pavilion, it's a tribute to the pioneers who helped develop the Italian community of Manitoba. And if you like Italian food, there's no shortage of traditional dishes. You'll be treated to such delights as pasta al forno, as well as pizza and bruschetta and much more. Well, turning to other entertainment news, the king of parody, Weird Al Yankovic, hits the MTS stage here in Winnipeg tonight. He just makes me laugh by looking at him. And if it's blues you love, then head on over to the Windsor Hotel tonight. Well, there's some interesting news for Twilight fans. The final episodes are going to be done in 2 parts, and the wait in between is going to be more than a year. And And happy traveling to you. Visit as many Folklorama pavilions as you can and sample the wonderful multiculturalism that exists here in this province.
You bet.
Celebrate diversity at Folklorama, the 2009 event of the year. Join a VIP world tour to 3 pavilions and travel all-inclusive style. Go to folklorama.ca for complete ticket information.
Our Folklorama journey continues, this time to the VOTC First Nations Pavilion, and you get to see this beautiful little girl, and your name is?
Ainsley.
Ainsley. You'll see Ainsley dance coming up on Backstage Today.
Hi, my name is Brittany Youngton, and I'm the Youth Female Ambassador.
Hi, my name is Nishala Goltran, and I'm the Adult Female Ambassador.
Hi, my name is Sean Goltran, and I'm the Adult Male Ambassador. And welcome to our Pavilion Indo Tropical Paradise 2010.
That was a great introduction and a wonderful welcome to the very hot and tropical Indo-Tropical Paradise Pavilion. And who else but Uncle Jerry Sankar, to tell us what we can expect. Where are you taking us today when we come to this pavilion?
Well, do you have an hour?
No.
Well, I'll make that fast then. When you walk into this pavilion, you're going to be greeted by ambassadors to begin with, right?
Yes,
and then, of course, you want to try the food. And we're known for roti and curry chicken and a hot sauces, so you need to try that. And then you can walk over to the bar and you can have a rum punch at the bar.
Yes.
And you can have a carrot beer. We have ice cream, we have soft drinks, solo drink for the kids. And that's only the beginning. And of course we have the cultural display. The cultural display is very interactive. We have our instruments there, harmonium, something called a dolak, which you like to see on stage. And our friends and our guests can try it. And it's a truly cultural, interactive experience. And then the show. Indo-Tropical is the home of chutney singing and chutney dancing. And I know you've seen that before. And chutney singing and dancing was created by the Indo-Caribbean people, of course, from the Caribbean. And it's chutney because it's hot.
Make sure we always eat at this pavilion.
The curry here, the chicken.
Not too hot?
No, it's not hot enough. Look, I put this other stuff on.
Fantastic. And for you, Jerry, so many years you've volunteered your time here, and it's people like you that make this festival so successful. But every year you come back and you've worn so many hats. What is the best job here for you?
All of them. Like I was telling you earlier, I clean the floors when I have to clean the floors, and I was coordinator and entertainment coordinator as well, coordinated the pavilion. But I'm not the only person. We have coordinators and volunteers who take holidays to be here. I'm lucky. I was a teacher, so I had the summers off. But there are people who took their holidays to be here, to make it happen each and every year. This is our 9th year. I think what is really wonderful when we see all these new faces coming in here and they're able to share in the Indo-Caribbean culture. We have a chutney dance competition. I get them on stage and I make sure they're not Indo-Caribbean people. They have to be non-Indo-Caribbean people so they can get that experience, right? No cheating here.
So then I would qualify.
I think so. But you know a lot about this culture, but you will qualify. And so come back at 8:15. I'll have you on stage.
Okay. All right. Well, it's always a pleasure, Jerry. And Jerry's only one of the many gems here at the pavilion. We're going to meet another one that's going to be hitting the stage for the very first time with a dance. I'm so jealous. Someone here actually has more bling on than me. This is the beautiful Cheyenne Carrier, and wow, you're going to be the big hit of the evening. Dancing for the first time now at this pavilion. Are you a little nervous?
A little bit.
A little bit. Okay, so let's talk about your dance. Bollywood dance, but a very special piece that you had so many people help choreograph.
Yeah, I had Divya Kumar, Andrea Craig, and Ivan Wanis-Roos choreograph my dance routine at Fusion Dance Fest.
Wow. Now, fill us in a little bit about Divya. He's a pretty important person in the Bollywood scene.
Divya has choreographed at many Bollywood dances in Bollywood movies. Yeah. So he came to Canada, well, Winnipeg, and started making up workshops for people that have no dance experience and dance experience to do.
Fill us in now on the type of style of dance that you're doing, Bollywood, for people out there that have never seen Bollywood before.
It's almost like hip hop, but it's more hand movement and hips, and it's more about the neck and the hands and stuff.
Well, the crowd's gathering, ready to come and see you dance. So before we wrap things up, what is the most important thing you've taken from working with all these people and actually getting now to the point where you're going to perform?
I think it's putting all the dances together and having fun while I'm dancing.
Yeah. Well, you definitely have fun on stage. I know that you're going to do so well. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, here she is, dancing sensation, Cheyenne Carrier. It's hot entertainment, it's hot food, and it's a very, very hot, hot time right here at the Indo-Tropical Paradise Pavilion that's coming up today on Backstage.
Italy. She joins us now. Heather, how's it going out there?
Oh, so much fun, Lindsay. It is quite the party atmosphere here tonight at the Italian Pavilion. We're at 1055 Wilkes, and a lot of fun, as you can imagine. Tons of amazing food, and a lot of people already asking me to bring some back for them. Now, the shows run nightly at 6:45, 8:15, and 9:45, and then, of course, there are some additional shows on the weekend. Now, the theme this year at the Italian Pavilion is paying tribute to immigrant pioneers who are responsible for bringing the Italian community here to Winnipeg.
The theme this year is Que Sera Sera, a tribute to our pioneer immigrants.
The show spotlights the history of Italian community members who immigrated to Winnipeg to start their lives here.
It was sad leaving home, friends, and family, not knowing what the future would hold.
Many of them having come through Pier 21 in Halifax, which is now a museum. Mario Adino is one of them. He plays himself alongside his real wife, reminiscing about the past. He remembers arriving in Canada in 1964.
How we adjusted here to Canadian way of life, not knowing one word of English when we came.
Aside from the theater, the show features plenty of singing and dancing by two separate dance groups.
You will not be disappointed.
Of course, you'll want to line up early if you want to see one of the first couple of shows. No one would blame visitors for taking full advantage of the delicious Italian menu around supper time.
We had pizza, we had the bruschetta.
And the biggest seller, well, no surprise there.
Pizza. Yeah, we added an extra pizza station actually right there this year because we found that we go through tons and tons of pizza.
And with options like tiramisu and gelati for dessert and Italian wines and coffees to sip on, prepared to leave stuffed to the brim, not only with the menu, but a taste of Italian history as well. Of course, Lindsay, that menu is a huge highlight. There's also a cultural display here that really focuses on that Pier 21 that I mentioned in my story. And coordinators tell us they're seeing about 1,000 people come through the doors at night and expecting, of course, more on the evenings as they get closer to the weekend. So definitely not one that you want to miss. Lindsay?
Thanks, Heather. And Craig is back with your full Sky Tracker. Cameras captured action at the Ireland Irish Pavilion. Visitors were treated to Celtic music and fast-paced Irish dance performances inspired by productions like Riverdance. The menu featured dishes like shepherd's pie and trifle, and of course, Guinness was flowing. And Craig Larkins on the Folklorama beat tonight is Craig Larkins joining us from the Ireland Irish Pavilion. And Craig, I imagine you're never going to want to come back after all the fun you're having.
No, it is so much fun down here, Heather. We've been enjoying music all night, and lots of people, they're lining down the street to get inside here. It is one of the most popular pavilions here at Folklorama. As you're saying, it is Ireland Irish Pavilion. People are lining up for music and, of course, the great food. And we're going to talk about that food right now. Joining me now is Danielle Sloboda. She is the adult ambassador for the pavilion. Welcome.
Hi.
Hi, thank you.
Let's talk about the tasty treats you got going on.
Okay, so we have 5 main entrees here that you can buy a la carte at Ireland Irish. The first one is our stew.
Which looks quite delicious, I might add.
So we have a beef stew, and it has carrots and potatoes and large, very large beef chunks in it. It's a really popular seller here at Ireland Irish.
And next up?
Next up on our menu, we have shepherd's pie with gravy.
What's in shepherd's pie?
In this one, there are onions and corn and carrots. You can add peas, ground beef, and then it's topped with a layer of mashed potatoes and then served with gravy on top.
So out of those two, the stew is more popular? Because they both sound delicious.
They actually both sell out almost every night, so it's kind of a toss-up. It depends on the night and the crowd. Personally, I prefer the shepherd's pie, but it's everybody's personal choice. Next, we have Irish sausage served on a bun. It usually comes with ketchup and mustard as well. I prefer with HP sauce, but again, another personal choice.
It's a nice addition to the stew and the meat pie.
It definitely is. And of course, you can't come to Ireland Irish without having a baked potato. So we have baked potatoes with bacon and chives and sour cream as well. Last on our a la carte meal, we have a meat pie. And the meat pie is onions and ground beef with with a phyllo pastry. So we have those for our main courses. You can
So
also
that's
get a combo plate,
okay.
which is half a serving of stew, half a serving of sausage, and half a serving of shepherd's pie.
Did you hear my stomach growl just now?
I didn't, but that's because it's really loud in here. The music is just so loud. It's awesome. But
I'm actually staring at the dessert now. Let's talk about that.
okay, so the desserts. We have 4 different desserts that we have here. So you have trifle, which has like a sponge cake on the bottom with fruit and jello and custard on top, and it also comes with whipped cream on top. We have apple crisp here with whipped cream on top as well. We have our shamrock cookies, which sell out almost every night. It's ridiculous.
Delicious.
My personal favorite, though, is the green velvet cake. It is so moist. It has a cream cheese icing, and it is definitely my favorite on the entire menu.
All right, thank you. And to top it off, we do have Guinness on tap here as well. So head on down here all weekend long to the Irish Pavilion. I'll be back with your full weather forecast a little later in the show. Heather?
All right, thanks. Look at weather. Joining us from Folklorama. How's it going, Craig?
Thanks, Heather. Yes, I'm down here live at the Ireland Irish Pavilion, all part of Folklorama. It is a busy night down here. People have been lining up the streets, and thankfully the rain held off. It turned out to be a beautiful afternoon and night. Let's take a look at the satellite radar. We had a disturbance swing through over to Saturday, where there's about 4 or 5 shows. So you still have plenty of time. Saturday is the last day of the pavilion, though, because it wraps up this weekend. Heather?
All right, thanks, Craig.
But time is running out to visit some of the destinations. Tonight was the final night for week 1 of Folklorama. That means if you didn't get out to the Brazilian pavilion or the Mexican or Italian pavilions, well, you're out of luck, at least for another year. But the good news is, tomorrow you have a chance to visit 23 week 2 pavilions. Now that includes some favorites like the Argentina Tango Pavilion, the Caribbean Pavilion, and of course, the German Pavilion. Should be great. And speaking of
24 degrees, Churchill High School. We're going to be back with your Skywatch weather pictures and the rest of your forecast in a couple minutes.
Now, we are going to go to our Jordan. Jordan, I assume you're well fed now.
I am well fed. I'm full, in fact. The food is tasty here. The drinks are really good. And to talk more about the pavilion, we're joined by Nishala Gulcharan. Nishala, you're an ambassador here with the Indo-Tropical Paradise Pavilion.
Yes, I am.
It is a paradise. It's absolutely great. Indo-Tropical, that encompasses many cultures, several countries. Yeah. What are some of the countries, the cultures that are featured here?
We have Trinidad and Tobago, Guyana, Suriname. We also have some of the smaller Caribbean islands as well. And what it's basically about is the Indian aspect of the Caribbean. Okay. And that's what we're trying to cover here.
So the immediate culture that people may not think of within the Caribbean is what you can take in here.
Exactly. How it was in the history is about in 1800s, the Indians came over as indentured laborers to the Caribbean. And when that was finished, instead of going back home to India, they actually stayed in the Caribbean. So we've got a lot of the Indian aspects, such as the curry chicken and the sari that you see me wearing, but we also have the Caribbean flair as well.
Okay. A chance to have a hands-on experience, not only to see the dancers, although I kind of call the food a hands-on experience, but with the cultural setup here, some things that people can take part in.
Well, they can definitely try getting a sari tied on them, such as the one that I'm wearing myself, and they could also learn how to do the drums that we typically use here in the pavilion.
Even if they don't have any rhythm?
Exactly. Because when
Can you go teach me how to play the drums then?
I'm not very good, but there are people there that can definitely help, and everybody's very friendly here. So we try and get that interactive experience when they leave.
That's the thing I've noticed. The minute we stepped in, our foot in the door here, hospitality. You guys have done a great job.
Thank you.
And anyone coming down, you'll definitely enjoy the Indo-Tropical Paradise Pavilion. Thank you very much, Nishala. Our weather pictures for tonight's
Yeah, not just Folklorama, Chinatown celebrates its second annual street festival this Saturday and Sunday. Yeah, we'll show you. Performances include Indochina Chinese Association dancers, a lion dance, martial arts demonstrations, WSO string quartet also taking part, and a fire dance performance. That's on Saturday. Now, street vendors and cultural and historical displays will help celebrate the Chinese-Canadian experience in Winnipeg.
Last year we had a street festival because it was the 100th anniversary of Chinatown, and it was such a great success and we had so much fun doing it that we thought that we would do it again. We went from 1 day last year to 2 days this year, and we're hoping that this will be an ongoing sort of festival that both celebrates Chinatown and its vibrancy, both historically and in the present day.
Yeah, the street festival is from 2 to 10 on Saturday, and on Sunday it's from 2 to 6. The festival takes place, of course, on King Street between James Avenue and Alexander Avenue.
Well, the first week of Folklorama wraps up tomorrow night, but there's still lots to see before then. Our Folklorama tour continues with the Philippine Pavilion at Tecboc High School. Folk dancers are decked out in beautiful costumes and demonstrating fancy footwork. The food ranges from noodles and egg rolls to barbecued pork skewers. And plenty of dancing at the Romanian Pavilion at Canadian's Garden City. The performance by international dancers reflects the culture of people living around the Carpathian Mountains and the Black Sea. And there's lots to taste, each dish loaded with an ingredient appropriate for Romania.
Most of our foods, they have garlic in it, because traditionally it's like chicken Dracula. People think Dracula is garlic.
And organizers say don't forget to try the many desserts and Romanian beer and wine. Well, it's now.
The second annual Chinatown Street Festival takes place this weekend. You'll be able to take in music and traditional dancing, plus food and free martial arts lessons. In fact, all of it is free. King Street from James through Alexander will be closed for both days. The stadium.
This has to be the coolest ride here at Folklorama. We're at the Philippines Pavilion. Welcome. And Fred, what is this vehicle called and what is its purpose?
Well, this vehicle came from the Philippines about 6 months ago through the courtesy of Mr. Larry Vicar of the Vicar Ship. And this is the passenger jeep in the Philippines. It's here in Manitoba, in North America, it's bus. But for short distance, we have this, our means of transportation to communicate from one place to another.
Well, it's like Pimp My Ride, Fred. Look at this. It is so colorful. You've got speakers, you've got TVs.
Yeah, that's the way how it was in the Philippines now. In the Philippines, if you could see this, it's like a Christmas tree.
Wow. Okay, so it's a passenger bus. So how much would it cost to get onto one of these in the Philippines?
In the Philippines, if you ride in, I don't really know. But during my time when I was still in the Philippines about 20 years ago, it's about 50 cents. Now I think it's about, our money is peso, 1 peso or 2 pesos.
All right, well, this is such a sight as you walk in here at Tech Block High. But once you go in, you've got a beautiful cultural display, and it's always so amazing, the warmth from the Filipino community.
Yeah, inside the building, I told you it's warm. This is the weather in the Philippines inside, warm. It's just like warm people welcoming Manitobans and different people from North America.
Yes. The food now, Fred, what would you recommend when you come here?
We have our special pancit, which is the noodles and the barbecue that like a shish kebab. And then we have this fresh, the lumpia, egg roll, and everything. We had this banana bread, we call it turon. We got lots in the inside though.
And it's wonderful. It's a real mix of Japanese, Chinese, and other Asian cultures influenced in your cooking.
It is a mix of Japanese, Chinese, Malaysian cooking, and the Filipino. It's almost like everything is in there though.
And finally, the entertainment. Dancing, beautiful costumes, and my favorite, the bamboo stick dance.
Yeah, the bamboo is the, and then now that most of the dancers are those young kids that you could see it. Oh, very graceful though. Our choreographer is going back to the Philippines and bringing costume here so we can show it to the people in Manitoba. This is the Philippines.
Well, thank you so much, Fred. And you better, I guess, section this off again because I swear somebody's going to drive off with this. It's so cute.
This is, the engine is running. In about an hour, there will be a karaoke here.
Oh!
Yeah, you can sing it, you can inside though.
Oh my goodness, you have to see it to believe it. It's the Philippine Pavilion. It is week 1 of Folklorama. And for more information, you can go to the website, and that's folklorama.ca. Come out and enjoy it. For Shaw TV, I'm Tracy Koga.
No matter what they do, however they attack, no matter where they
Welcome to the Africa Caribbean Pavilion. And Debbie, I almost feel like I'm in a market.
Yes, it's intended to have the same feel as if you were in the Caribbean. We have markets everywhere. Jamaica, Barbados, any of the islands have these.
And it's so much fun. There's such a variety here. The entertainment, of course, is incredible. But there's a feeling of warmth when you come here. And your personality is infectious.
Why, thank you. And I think it's the people of the islands. I think it's just our infectious nature. We just love to have fun, and we just love to share that fun. We don't want to keep it to ourselves. We want to share it with everybody. So that's what you're going to get when you come here, we hope.
Yes. So the countries, again, represented at this pavilion are?
Oh, wow. We have Nigeria. We have Grenada. Jamaica. I'm Jamaican. I was born the same year that Jamaica became independent from Britain. Yes, I know. I've just told you how old I am. Ouch, kind of. And we have people from Barbados, St. Lucia, Grenada, Trinidad, of course. Our band members are from Trinidad, a lot of them, yeah.
So there's a lot of calypso, there's a lot of reggae beats. And if we move into the food, there's so many different flavors, right? Jerk chicken, yes. And we're talking spice and hot.
Very spicy, very hot, just like our people. And we have some milder foods, like we have vegetarian patties, vegetarian rotis, and we have some delicious desserts.
They can be fed, it's really good. Is that what's really hot? That's hot. But it's all good. What are you drinking right now?
Rum punch.
And is that good?
It's real good.
Our rum punch has got Pax Punch.
Most definitely. And if we move on to the stage, the entertainment, you start off with some incredibly cute kids. And I have to comment too on the children here are so adorable.
Aren't they? And you know what? I just love the youth because it's like vitality. It's like hope for the future, our children. So I just love it. Every year I see more and more. I'm like, where did they all come from? But it doesn't matter. It's just great. And I love the cultures. We have mixed kids. We have kids that are bicultural, cross-cultural. And I just love the fact that if you're interested in our culture, come on down, you're welcome.
And this is truly Folklorama. It's a packed house. It is hot. The crowd is cheering. The dancers are so lively and so much energy. And I want to point out too right now that you have done something wonderful in your presentation. You were signing out there to introduce sign language. Why?
I am actually technically an interpreter. That's what I do for a living. Yeah.
Fabulous. You know what? It has just introduced a whole other crowd to Folklorama, and really that's what it all is. It's welcoming everybody from all cultures, all ages.
Amen.
Amen. And of course, I guess the big star of the show is Prince Jojo, and he has become like a cult figure here. The kids are screaming for him, even the visitors.
Well, he's so giving. He's, you know, if you ask him for an interview, if you ask him for a signature, for an autograph, he never says no. He's never too tired. He's never too sweaty. He always gives to his audience. They're the ones that love him, and he gives of himself.
For yourself, Debbie, it's been a long week. How has it been for you?
Well, you know what? I just love being an ambassador because I love meeting people, and the other ambassadors are so awesome. And I just love being involved and getting to know Winnipeggers, you know, on a more intimate basis, because as an ambassador, people can just come up to you. You're wearing a sash. Can I take your picture? Of course you can, and it's just fun. Especially the kickoff at the Forks. That was awesome.
Well, so many memories. Week 1 of Folklorama has officially wrapped up, but to witness Debbie on stage signing, to see Prince Jojo, to hear the crowd, to be in this market, what a wonderful way to end week 1 of Folklorama. Of course, there's the second week, which will bring so much more, and for more information on the festival, you can go to folklorama.ca. For Shaw TV, I'm Tracy Koga. We're going to leave you more with Prince Jojo, though. Prince Jojo, you've been here so many times, and so many times you never fail to amaze us. And you know, welcome back to Folklorama.
Oh, thank you.
The preparation for you to do every show, you're doing all 3 shows every night of Folklorama. It's got to be taxing on you.
Oh, it's
After
fun.
all these years?
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. Back home, I do it in the resort. So, oh, it's fun.
It's just fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
You've been coming here to Folklorama for a lot of years now. What is it when you come back? Is it something new every time that you find when you come back here?
Yeah, the people. Yeah, the people. It's so nice. Yeah, I find it amazing.
I just want to know, does that fire? Does that hurt?
Yeah, it's real fire.
Prince Jojo, he's exhausted, but you know what? Winnipeg cannot get enough of you. Thank you for coming back.
Oh, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Yeah, man.
From the fiery excitement of limbo dancing to this beautiful sea crab decorated with specialties from the ocean. That's all what you can find right here at the Africa Caribbean Pavilion today on Folklorama.
Craig is back now, and you've got us all salivating over the food. And it's not just food, though. Lots of dancing and fun and partying.
Yeah, you can hear the music behind me, and the tap dancers are on stage right now. So yeah, as you were saying, it's not just about food. We got tap dancers, we got lancing, we got music. You can hit the dance floor if you want yourself, and it's perfect conditions. You still, the show starts at 6:45, so you still have time to get down here. Nice and sunny out there, but we did see that shower activity this morning. Let's take a look at the satellite radar. We do have a small disturbance swinging through right now that was a bit more active than expected.
Tracker Weather is brought to you by Pizza Hotline. Craving.
So So Shannon, there are a couple shows. There's actually 3 shows nightly, Tuesday to Thursday, and once we hit the weekend, they add an additional show at 11 o'clock. Here are the show times. We have a show tonight in Ireland. Shannon?
Okay, thanks Craig. He was joining us live from the Irish Pavilion in St. Boniface.
Cette fois-ci, je vous parle de celui de l'Afrique et des Caraïbes. Pourquoi? Parce qu'il y a des chanteurs et des danseurs qui viennent directement d'Afrique et de la Jamaïque pour faire danser la foule, pour montrer leur culture finalement. Il n'aura probablement jamais fait aussi chaud dans un même endroit. Encore une fois, les couleurs étaient au rendez-vous, mais c'est surtout les danseurs de limbo qui ont complètement médusé la foule. Pour plusieurs personnes d'ailleurs, c'est un des pavillons qu'il ne faut pas manquer pour prendre un bon verre de pina colada ou pour manger la nourriture typique de la place.
My favorite is food because I wait every year to come here to get the food because, I mean, I could cook it, but who wants to cook when you can have it prepared so beautifully by these experienced ladies? They've been doing this for years. My favorite is the curry chicken, followed closely by the jerk chicken. It's spicy, but I love spicy food.
A few showers, particularly in the morning. Now, our Jordan Witzel is eating on the job again. And why am I not surprised that the first place you head is to the food table?
I got to take in the food.
You're a growing boy.
Oh, exactly. You come, you get in line, you get your food at any of the pavilions, then you take in the entertainment. And right now on stage, we have some traditional Bollywood dancers. Let's take a look. Tropical Pavilion at Churchill High School. We're going to be here just before the 6:45 show starts, and we'll get you more informed on what you can expect at the pavilion.
The second annual Chinese Street Festival also got underway today. The weather held out for hundreds of people strolling down King Street, taking in some of the sights and sounds of the festival. The event got going just after 2 p.m. and featured Chinese music, dance, and martial arts demonstrations. The WSO String Quartet also performed, as you can see. There were also plenty of Chinese food and vendors along the streets. The Street Festival continues tomorrow from 2 until 6. If you haven't had a chance to visit some of the pavilions at Folklorama, you're still in luck. The second week of Folklorama is now underway. What would the Belgian pavilion be without these delicious waffles? Plenty of imported varieties of ale are also on tap. And visitors to Belgium can also learn about pole archery, bowling, and see demonstrations of bobbin lace making. Of course, these tasty chocolates are also a must, but that's not all that you'll be able to sample.
We've got the famous Belgian stew, which is made with beer, so it's beer stew, and our chicken, cream-filled chicken on the pastry cup, and then we've got many desserts like cheesecakes and chocolate mousse for a few.
Oh, my mouth is watering already. Shows for the Belgian Pavilion run from 6:45, 8:15, and 9:45 throughout the week.
Welcome to Sunday Backstage VIP. Yes, it is Folklorama, Canada's largest and biggest summer festival. In the distance, you hear the roll of the steel drums. We're in a very busy African market on location at the African Caribbean Pavilion. It's week 1, and we'll revisit some incredible pavilions like the Indo-Tropical Paradise, the Philippine Pavilion, the DOT First Nations for the first time, and of course, we'll go to the Africa Caribbean Pavilion where you'll meet Debbie. So sit back and enjoy Folklorama Week 1 right here on Sunday Backstage VIP.
Hi, I'm Jeremy Daniels. I'm the Adult Ambassador.
Hi, I'm Kelly McLaren. I'm the Youth Ambassador.
And I'm Billy Meach, the Youth Ambassador.
And welcome to the DOTC First Nations Pavilion.
It's a beautiful evening. We want to celebrate our culture, and we're so happy and proud to have the DOTC First Nations Pavilion, part of Folklorama 2010. And Robert, you have to be proud of this pavilion.
Well, we're so proud of our people, you know, the performance they put on tonight with our powwow and all the great food that was presented to the people that visited our pavilion, yes.
Yes, it's a very peaceful, but yet there's so much tradition and so much culture here. So we're going to start with, first of all, DOTC stands for Dakota Ojibwe Tribal Council. What does the Tribal Council do?
Well, we're the longest, I guess, in existence in Canada, the first tribal council in Canada, actually, in 1974. It was formed with, we have 9 First Nations members in our tribal council in southwestern Manitoba. And we're a service organization to the First Nations in our communities, so we provide services to a whole range of different services to our communities, and a lot of our people are living in urban centers now, so we thought we'd market DOTC through culture.
And you've had some great partnerships to get this pavilion here with Manitoba and, of course, other pavilions.
Yes. Yes, we'd asked the University of Winnipeg if they would partner up because they've got excellent facilities. And Manitoba, of course, they're just class act when it comes to performing, you know, especially with the powwows and their celebrations coming up in November at the MTS Center as well. So they have a lot of really good performers that are here performing.
Oh, it's so nice how everybody can come together, band together, and present this. Now, we just want to make sure everybody knows where we are. We're at the beautiful U of W campus, but everything is happening in Riddell Hall, and it really is an incredible display of, you've got beautiful cultural displays, but I'm interested also, it's informational. You have a lot of things for support for young people, careers.
Yes, we have a number of booths that are there, the Dakota Ojibwe Community Futures for Economic Development, Entrepreneurship. We have the Treaty Relations Commission has a stand here about the treaties, and we also have a really nice magazine that we put together that showcases DOTC, all the 9 First Nations, all the communities, as well as the accomplishments over the last, you know, since we've been around, 36 years, of all our First Nations in DOTC, as well as the youth. And some of the accomplishments they've made, and we have some youth ambassadors as well that are representing us, and they're going to school. One of our youth, Kelly McLaren, is finishing Yellowquill College, and she'll be coming here to University of Winnipeg for business courses next year. So,
how does that make you feel?
Oh, I just feel proud and just so happy for them. It's all about our youth and our young people.
Well, Robert, it really is a very, very well thought out and well presented pavilion, and certainly people, you do have to come and experience it. Robert, what do you hope other people get when they visit the DOTC First Nations Pavilion?
We're hoping that when they leave here, they'll remember our pavilion and they'll learn a lot about our culture, about our people, who we are, and not only our past, but also our present, and also where we're going as First Nations.
Well, congratulations, Robert.
Thank you.
Yes, it's the DOTC First Nations Pavilion right here at Folklorama. For more information on the festival, you can go to the website, and that's folklorama.ca. For Shaw TV, I'm Tracy Koga. All in a day's work for Ben here of Diversity Foods. You have the daunting task of feeding hundreds of Folklorama Pavilion guests here at the DOTC Pavilion. Thousands. But you're used to it because you feed thousands of hungry students.
Not a problem. This is what we do every day.
All right, so this is a really unique story because you got this contract to prepare food for the First Nations Pavilion.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yeah, we're actually honored that they asked us. They're doing their pavilion here at the University of Winnipeg, and us being the food service providers here, it was a natural fit, so it worked out great.
Okay, so what's on the menu?
We're doing all kinds of stuff. We've got what's called an Indian taco, which is fried bannock, some bison meat, lettuce, tomato, and all the taco fixings. We're doing bison stew. We got elk burgers, elk smokies, rice pudding, you name it. We got a ton of stuff.
Wow, it sounds like a gourmet menu.
It is, it is. It's gone over quite well.
We always have to think organic because that's a big thing with you.
Yeah, and what we do is most of what we're doing is locally sourced, which is kind of unique for a pavilion. So all of our elk, for instance, comes from Stonewall, Manitoba. Our bison's all from Manitoba. A good chunk of our produce with this great weather is from Manitoba. So we're trying to do the emphasis on keeping it local, keeping it fresh.
Awesome. A little bit now about Diversity Foods, the training, on-the-job training that you provide here.
Yeah, we employ a number of new Canadians. So we've got anywhere between 20 and 30 new Canadians from all over the world. So we're kind of like the Folklorama of the food industry. We've got people from Sudan, Cuba, El Salvador, all over the place. And what we do is we're giving them an opportunity to learn how to work with food in Canada, because a lot of them have been doing it in their own countries but haven't done it here.
So have you learned anything from them?
Yeah, it goes both ways. I'm learning a lot of neat food things from them, and they're learning how it works here.
Okay, so what's the most intriguing thing that you've learned?
Oh, I'd say the fact that we do all our own butchery in-house. So we bring in whole pigs, we bring in, sides of beef, and we do the butchery here, which in Canada usually phases a lot of new cooks because they're not used to seeing that, and my cooks don't even bat an eye at it. They're actually showing me cuts of meat that I have never even learned before.
So you're enjoying it, though?
Yeah, I'm having a great time.
Well, thanks so much, Ben. It's
You're welcome.
Folklorama, and you can come meet Ben and his staff right here at the DOTC First Nations Pavilion, and it's week 1 of Folklorama. And for more information, you can go to the website, and that's folklorama.ca, and wow, it's a party for 2 weeks.
It's a good time.
Thanks.
Thanks.
For those concerned about festival withdrawal after the weekend madness wraps up, the multicultural festival that takes visitors around the world is just around the corner. Dancers gave Winnipeggers a taste earlier this week, with Folklorama all set to start August 1st. Heather Steele, Global News.
Missing from Folklorama this year, Winnipeggers seem to be flocking to the festival, so why are Americans staying away? We sent Arthur Pohl to find out.
This is what draws over 400,000 people to Folklorama pavilions every year.
We just love it. We love the food, we love the entertainment, we love to see the cultures.
Arlu Gonzalez drives groups of U.S. visitors from South Dakota to Folklorama every year, but this summer...
Our group this year is smaller than it ever has been.
Folklorama organizers say last year 22 buses of American tourists flooded pavilions. This year that number is down to 11. They suspect there are a few reasons for that drop.
It could be the passport issue, it could be the economy, it could be the dollar. All of those things probably contribute a bit.
Travel Manitoba says it's not just Folklorama. Stricter passport rules have had an impact on overall U.S. tourism in our province.
The passport issue is probably the biggest one. I think anything that can be done in terms of getting over that barrier will certainly help.
In fact, reacting to declining numbers of American visitors, one NDP MP is proposing a reduction in passport fees. U.S. visitors think that will help.
A lot of people aren't coming up here now just because they need a passport, and not everybody has the passport or the means to come across the border.
Arlu Gonzalez hopes improvements to the U.S. economy and to passport rules will change things next year for her bus tour. The good news, the Conference Board of Canada suggests in the next 2 years we'll actually see growth in U.S. tourism. Arthur Pohl, CBC News, Winnipeg.
Folklorama is now in full swing, but festival organizers are reporting a major cut in the number of tour buses coming from south of the border. They say visits are down by about 50%. But as CTV's Jeremy Hunker reports, local support may be picking up the slack.
It's a new twist on one of Winnipeg's most popular festivals. Folklorama on public transit, and it's getting rave reviews.
Good idea, yeah. I think it's cool.
Well, when I came on the bus, I thought there was a celebration.
For 3 days this week, live performers will be filling downtown buses with song. a new attempt to attract a new crowd.
I think it just builds on the energy that's happening. Second week of Folklorama, we've got now Noon Entertainment.
First time ever for this, something new that we did with Downtown Biz, so I understand it's going quite well. It was first day for it as well.
According to Ron Gauthier, new ideas will help keep the festival strong, especially since visits by American tour buses have plummeted this year, cut in half from 22 in 2009 to only 11.
There could be a combination of things. There's the passport, the economy in the States is still tough, and also the Canadian dollar possibly. So it could be a combination of all of those three.
Gauthier says local support seems to be picking up the slack, and he credits innovative thinking. This bus is a VIP tour bus. 4 years ago, 14 of them carted locals between pavilions. Now there are 50. With new partnerships and new exposure from public transit, organizers are hoping local interest continues to surge.
Oh, most definitely, most definitely. You can't go wrong with this. Exposure, more exposure Folklorama gets, the better, bigger and better it's going to be.
Gauthier says if this newest experiment continues to pay off, it could become a yearly event. Good news to this group of transit users who say they now have one more incentive to take in Folklorama. Jeremy Hunka, CTV News, Winnipeg.
The annual Folklorama Festival brings some big cash to Winnipeg, about $22 million every year. But this year there is one group of visitors that is choosing to stay home and keep their wallets at home with them. Folklorama organizers say the number of U.S. tour buses visiting pavilions this year is half the number it was last year. There are a few reasons for the drop: stricter passport rules and that failing U.S. economy. Some people just don't want to shell out all the cash for the mandatory document. One MP is actually proposing a reduction in passport fees, and U.S. visitors we talked to think that that will help.
And not everybody has the passport or the means to come across the border. So it's not quite as easy, even though it's a short trip up here. I don't think it's quite as easy. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely the economy. There's a lot more people staying at home.
And there is some good news to report. The Conference Board of Canada suggests those tourism numbers should increase next year. It is forecasting small increases in the number of U.S. tourists visiting Manitoba over the next 2 years. Riders on the so-called Downtown Spirit Bus are going to have an enjoyable ride. People on the bus will enjoy music, games, candy, and prizes all the way through until Friday. Organizers want to make it easy for folks who work in the area to take some shopping or to try new restaurants in the city over the hour.
We're hoping that some people will just give it a go, try going from their neck of the woods to another area of the downtown, and realize that it's a really great service, and we just hope that people will use it more year-round.
You can catch the Downtown Spirit Bus all week on routes 1, 2, and 3. They roll through the 4.
Folklorama entame sa deuxième semaine de festivités et les organisateurs constatent que les touristes américains ont quelque peu délaissé le festival qui célèbre les cultures du monde. Seulement 11 autobus en provenance des États-Unis ont fait le voyage cette année. L'an dernier, 22 autobus remplis de touristes avaient fait le chemin jusqu'à Winnipeg. L'obligation de posséder un passeport pour traverser la frontière canado-américaine aurait donc eu un effet dissuasif sur les touristes américains. Les organisateurs du Folklorama ne désespèrent pas, toutefois, de voir une baisse du nombre de visiteurs.
Well, you know, some of the feedback we're getting is people that didn't know they have to get a passport to the U.S. to come up. But, you know, there's a number of factors. It could be the passport issue, it could be the economy, it could be the dollar.
Welcome to Backstage. It is week 2 of Folklorama, and we have the QX 104 Hot 103 official ambassador to Folklorama, Melissa Matthew, and I'm just going to call you Blog Queen.
Sure, that sounds good. Works for me.
All right, she is officially blogging about every single, or at least almost every single pavilion. Now, we've just finished week 1, so rattle off the names that you've covered.
I've gone to Ukraine, Kiev, Paraguay, Cuba, Romania, where else? Brazil, thank you. French Canada, Pavillon Canadien Français.
Very good.
And also the Philippine Pavilion, Nayong Filipino.
Very good.
Yeah, well, I practiced that one a little bit. And Ireland, Irish.
Irish and Tamil too as well.
Tamil, yeah, yes. Tamil and Portuguese.
Oh my goodness, how do you keep this all straight? in your head?
I don't know. I guess I just memorized it or something.
All right, so throughout your journey last week, what did you like and what didn't you like?
Ooh. I loved the food. I must admit, I feel like I've been going on a Folklorama beef tour. I've been trying all the meat dishes at all of the different pavilions. I also really like sampling some of their beverages.
Of course.
Very thirst-quenching, very colorful and flavorful. I can't really say there's anything I didn't like. The programs are entertaining, the music, the singing, the dancing, everything's been so
The
good.
heat.
Well, yeah, I guess the Brazil pavilion, it was really warm, but it added to the feeling that maybe I was actually in Brazil. Same with the Cuban pavilion. I kind of felt like I was there, and I've been to Cuba, and I remember how hot it was, so that was good.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so tips now for week 2. What would you tell people out there that are wanting to head out to Folklorama? What should they do? What should they be aware of?
Well, there's some really big pavilions coming up in week 2. Israel's usually pretty big, so get there early, be prepared to wait in lines.
Do you eat before?
No, don't eat before. Don't eat all day. Just go and eat everywhere and try everything, and yeah, just soak it all in.
Well, we want to thank you, Melissa, because they're wonderful blogs. Go onto our website, shawtv.com/Winnipeg, or you can see her on the Hot 103 website. And congratulations, and go for it, girl, because I think you might even hit maybe the most pavilions ever.
Oh, I don't know about that. I hope so. Yeah. I mean, there are 45, so it's quite a lot to work through.
Okay, well, there she is, blog queen for Folklorama, and check her out. And don't go away because there's still more to come on Backstage.
Plus, attendance from American visitors is down for Winnipeg's giant multicultural festival. We're into week 2 of Folklorama 2010, so if you haven't had your fill of food, dancing, and music, you have until Saturday night. However, the large number of U.S. tourists whose pavilions typically rely on for a certain amount of business is down this year. With more, here's Global's Jeff Keel.
This bus of American tourists arrives for Folklorama, but this year it's only half full.
This year has been a little light. Our bus is lighter this year.
Last year, 22 buses filled with U.S. tourists came to Winnipeg for the annual cultural event. This summer, that number is down to 11.
Some tour operators have told us that it's a struggle for them to sell in their markets when people don't have a passport.
Folklorama officials say the new mandatory passport rules are discouraging some from driving across the border from the Dakotas and Minnesota.
When you're driving only 3, 4, 6 hours away, many of the people in those areas don't tend to have passports because they haven't traveled very far. So it's tougher for the tour operator to make a program to come to Canada. It's easier for them to send them somewhere else.
The cost for a Yankee passport can run up to $135.
I understand it, but I don't like it. But that's part of 9/11. We are in a different society today.
Passport is accepted worldwide, and I think it's the way to go.
And U.S. tourists and tour operators say the hangover from the recession is also slowing travelers from coming north.
I think a lot of it is the economy is still playing a fair factor in, especially our state. We haven't suffered a lot, but they're very conservative people.
But despite the passport costs and the economy, Folklorama has almost as many busloads in total this year compared to last, because more people are coming from rural Manitoba.
So that's made up for a lot of the shortfalls from the different areas.
And for those Americans who blame the economy or a passport for not coming, they're missing out. Jeff Keel, Global News.
Experience Folklorama.
Hi, and like we say in the Caribbean, Wagwan. I'm Jules Douglas, the adult ambassador for the Caribbean Pavilion. This year we're celebrating our 20th anniversary and throwing a mini carnival for every show. Enjoy a steel drum orchestra and a limbo dancer all the way from the island of Barbados. Come this week and have a great time, or as we say in the Caribbean, come to Palance.
Second week of Folklorama is off to a great start, and today we're showcasing the Greek Pavilion. Greek folk dancers are entertaining people at St. Demetrius Greek Orthodox Church. The Greek Pavilion prides itself on its dancing, but also on its famous food.
The food is the best. We have the pork souvlaki, barbecue outside. We have moussaka, beautiful moussaka. We have lemon potatoes, gyro, chicken pita, beautiful baklava for a dessert, and kurabiedes and homemade bread.
The Greek Pavilion is one of nearly 24 pavilions entertaining crowds this week. Folklorama runs until August 14th, and the crowds are different this year as fewer American tour buses are coming across the border with festival goers. Lots of locals going. Well, she's one of the world's most...
To India. Bollywood dancers, butter chicken, and samosas are big draws at the India Pavilion. The fast-paced show features classical Indian dances and contemporary performances. The festival is winding down, though, so here are the final show times for this week. You can catch the show tomorrow night at 6:45, 8:15, or 9:45, or actually Wednesday and Thursday. And then come Friday, they add an extra show, a late night show at 11 o'clock. And then come the weekend, 5:15, 6:45, 8:45, and 9:45. And Saturday is, of course, the last day of the festival if you want to check out any other...
Well, you know Folklorama's in full swing, and boy, are you in for a treat. One of the pavilions, a Chilean pavilion over at 271 Cathedral Avenue. You want to check it out. Brought in some entertainment all the way from Chile, and this is a little taste of what you can expect at the pavilion.
Tomato, to the Pavilion of Scotland. My name is Jessica and I am a youth ambassador for Folklorama 2010. Come join me at 27 Overton Street in the Glenwood Community Centre on August 8th to 14th for our endless entertainment and our late night parties. See you there.
Well, our trip around the world continues tonight with a stop in India. This is the India Pavilion, featuring high-energy performances showcasing classical Indian dance as well as contemporary Bollywood numbers. While you're watching, there's great food to sample: butter chicken, samosas, and freshly made naan bread. And our CTV photographer was also lured to Spain last night, as were a lot of people. High-energy folk dancers perform traditional dances from different regions of Spain. As you can see, colorful and exciting. You certainly won't leave hungry on this menu. The pavilion is paella, garlic shrimp, chicken flamenco, and the always popular sangria.
I'm Jordan Witzel, live at the Caribbean Pavilion. Folklorama continues, but it's getting close to the end of week 2, so if you have a few pavilions in mind, get to them quickly. Saturday night, the last night, the spread of food here: curry chicken, curry beef with rice, jerk wings, one of my favorites, the Jamaican patty, and of course, a whole tray of desserts. What would my tray be without a bunch of desserts? Right now, 29 degrees, relative humidity, making it feel like 37 degrees. It's warm out there. We're back with your full Skywatch forecast.
Jordan, he's at Folklorama tonight. And Jordan, I understand you're being well fed there. Wonderful food and entertainment, spectacular.
It is. It's absolutely spectacular. I am well fed. They always make sure, the hospitality of all the cultures that are celebrated here, make sure to look after everyone that comes. Let's take in some of the entertainment experience of the Caribbean Pavilion. Dancers and great singers. We're going to be back with more entertainment and a few of the details of the Caribbean Pavilion.
And still to come. All right, let's take a peek at the live look now at the Caribbean Pavilion. 28 degrees. Jordan's there. He's got your weather picks. Sylvia's back with the rest of your forecast. Stick around.
Hi. The atmosphere at the Caribbean Pavilion.
Hey Sylvia, we're here at the Caribbean Pavilion. Just a ton of cultures that make up the Caribbean nations. There's plenty of dance, plenty of activity to be entertained with. And I'm joined by Gabrielle Richard. Come on in, Gabrielle. Gabrielle, tell us just a little bit. You're one of the ambassadors here at the Caribbean Pavilion. Tell us the number of cultures that make up the Caribbean family of nations. What can we expect to see here tonight?
Well, actually, not every island is represented because there's 22 of them.
It'd be a little difficult.
Yes, very. It would probably be 2 hours long, the show. But we will be seeing Grenada tonight, Trinidad, Barbados. Actually, the limo dancer is from Barbados. They flew her in. And also Jamaica and St. Vincent.
And the limbo is a big event here. People get pretty excited about it.
Yeah, that's the main event, basically.
And I have heard in past years you've had some people from the crowd up on stage for the limbo.
No, we do that. Actually, yesterday we had the premiere of Manitoba up on stage doing the limbo.
Nice. How did that go for him?
It was entertaining. I don't know. It was for us, but I don't know about him.
Come down to the Caribbean Pavilion. You might get into the limbo and give a shot at it. Thank you very much, Gabrielle. I know you're going to get on to stage. They're getting ready to start the first show, and first one at 6:45 runs right through to Saturday night here at the Caribbean Pavilion. The weather pictures for tonight, some awesome.
Well, a bus full of Manitobans were treated to a new Folklorama experience last night. Yesterday, our contest winners filled the CTV Folklorama Fun Bus. It's an annual tradition. CTV's Laura Lowe also got in on the festivities. Canadians hosted a reception for these VIPs, and then the bus took off on a mystery tour of 2 Folklorama pavilions. The stops last night, Argentina and Korea.
The bus with the group is fantastic. The dancing, the costumes, it's been great.
Having a great time, and thanks to CTV for having us on board.
Folklorama runs until August 14th. Well,
time now to check out one of the Folklorama hotspots. This is the Celtic Ireland Pavilion at the Fort Garry Curling Club. The Brady Academy Irish dancers will take your breath away. There are about 40 dancers who do 7 different numbers, featuring the crowd-pleasing river dancing. On the menu, classic home-style pub fare.
They can enjoy an amazing, amazing show. All the dancers, the beautiful Sierra Noble, great food, great Irish drinks, an amazing atmosphere, just lots of fun.
There's still time to get a chance to take it all in tonight and tomorrow before Folklorama wraps up for another year.
Cette fois-ci, je vous présente le pavillon belge. Pourquoi? Parce que c'est l'un qu'il ne faut pas manquer, d'abord pour la musique, la danse et bien sûr les sabots, mais aussi pour différents tours que les Belges peuvent faire. Vous allez en apprendre beaucoup sur ce pays d'Europe, comme par exemple que ce sont les Belges qui ont inventé le saxophone. Vous apprendrez aussi une bizarre tradition qui consiste à avaler un poisson vivant dans un verre de vin. En tout et tout en regardant le spectacle, ne manquez surtout pas de tester la nourriture et la bière.
La nourriture. Oui, la nourriture, comme les gaufres, sont très bonnes. Et peut-être pour les adultes, l'alcool. Les bières, oui, beaucoup. Et les chocolats.
Pour ceux qui sont intéressés pour les nouveaux pavillons qui viennent cette semaine, ils continuent justement de faire fureur. Alors parmi eux, le pavillon métis, le violon et les danses traditionnelles sont à l'honneur. Le but, c'est de mieux faire connaître la culture et l'histoire de la nation métisse, un peuple qui a eu une incidence importante dans l'histoire du Manitoba, mais aussi du Canada. Pour les gens de cette nation, cette reconnaissance est d'une grande importance.
Quand on célèbre toutes les grandes nations qui ont aidé à développer le Canada comme un des meilleurs pays du monde, c'est important que les Métis soient inclus là-dedans et que les gens comprennent que les Métis sont uniques dans l'ouest du Canada. C'est eux qui ont mis au monde comme une nation, un peuple.
Of the Orient, where you're guaranteed a very warm welcome. We'll be right back. With more than 60,000 Filipinos calling Winnipeg home, you know it's going to be a good party at their Folklorama Pavilion.
Welcome to the Pearl of the Orient!
Filipino culture is proudly on display at the Pearl of the Orient Pavilion. Bamboo dancers take the stage with impressive moves, a show performers practice for all year long. And the kitchen, well, it's serving up traditional favorites such as noodles with ground pork and veggies. It's all a celebration of the special bond between Winnipeg and the Philippines.
Manila, which is the main city in the Philippines, is a sister city of Winnipeg. And there's about 50,000 Filipinos here.